Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Come back with me, Arka Marlino. Now I want to review a journal entitled Using Rubrics as an Instructional Tool in EFL Writing Courses. It can be seen from the title. So here the teacher used a rubric to make criteria assessments in writing courses. So here are 3 questions to ask. 1. Does the integration of rubrics into the writing course as an instructional tool have any effect on students' writing performance? 2. Can students be liberated from the narrow perception of writing based on the notion of correct grammar? 3. Do rubrics have potential for teachers to make their writing course more productive? So here the researcher wants to know if there is an effect when the teacher makes a rubric as an instructional tool. Can rubrics make students accept writing back and makes teaching writing even better with rubrics? The next is regarding data collection. To compare the score given by 2 groups by independent assessors, the researcher used the t-test. Then a semi-structured interview was conducted to explore the process of using the rubric from the student's point of view. Recorded interviews and self-report analyses were evaluated to see the extent of the testing process, and more importantly, how students felt about the rubric as an instructional tool. The sample and participant settings carried out in this study amount to 38 students with an average age of 18 to 20 years. The students came from the foreign language school at Karadeniz Technical University in Trabzon, Turkey, who had an average of 4 months in the program, which they were divided into 2 groups, the control and experimental group. Then the students are given writing exercise such as essay, language use, vocabulary, and a sentence. The experimental group got the opportunity and was taught by the rubric, while the control group did not get it. Then the type of essay was made differently by one instructor. Then in the analysis session, students were asked various things about rubrics in their mother tongue. They were given the opportunity to design ideas, change the flow of ideas and topics, as well as add things that were missing from the rubric. At the end of the first week, students were assigned to write the first draft on a chosen topic in the target essay type. Then the second week, an analysis of the first draft was carried out and students were divided. The students were invited to ask about their essay. And the students asked questions to the teacher for justifying their essay. And at the end of the second week, they start working on the final draft. In week 3, the essay type in the syllabus was a compare and contrast essay. In the final process, the 2 groups submitted their essays and scored them based on the existing rubric. Then, 3 assessors will assess the overall paper they made. So how did it go? In this finding, the authors found several points such as the results of analysis, content, organization, vocabulary and language use, and mechanics. The results show that there is no significant difference between the control group and the experimental group that has been tested by 3 examiners. 10 students from the experimental group were called to be interviewed about this rubric. Some say that they finally know how the assessment of the teacher who tutored them first, and although there are some who reveal elements of stress when making standard rubrics, but the use of a rubric is very effective in helping them. Students are also better. The students also more better at writing correct and complex sentence. Students also don't imagine anymore about the order of word because it is already in the rubric. As for vocabulary, they are also very active in searching through the dictionary and finding the effectiveness of the dictionary in selecting words. When it comes to the category of language use, students appear to associate language use with the knowledge of grammar. Additionally, this category gets only 5 points out of 100. So, is there a gap in this research? According to what I have observed, the use of rubrics is very helpful in writing courses. But there is one thing. The experiment in the time available is not sufficient to find out if student is really interested in the rubric. This has to be done in the long term, let's say a few more weeks or a few months, and that way this will instill in students and writing is easy. This will instill in students that writing is easy, and so that students will remember it. And that's my review about this journal. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.